Another term that is ancillary to this whole quiet quitting is act your wage.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing these in the viral videos. People are saying, well, I'm just acting my wage, Ken.
Yeah.
I'm only getting paid to do this, so I'm only going to do this.
Yeah, it's pouting. It's immaturity. It's my father-in-law's got a great term for this. It's sticking your rump in the air. Just showing everybody and sticking your tail in the air and walking out. And it's an attitude to go, well, you don't pay me what I think I'm worth, so I'm going to act this way, and I'm just going to out-pout you, and I'm going to show you. And it's passive-aggressive immaturity. There's two responses when you don't feel you're being paid what you should be paid. Number one, it's I'm going to communicate with my leader and tell them that I've done the research and I think my wage
with data instead of just
with data,
feelings.
not opinion, and I think I should be in this thing, but the reality in this area. But reality is, I want to communicate and work with you to create a growth plan and KRAs so that we can be very clear on what I'm responsible to do, and then we can measure it. And then I want to be rewarded, right, with more responsibility and more pay. That's a healthy conversation. So that's the first response. And then if they don't do anything with that and they kick the can down the road, this is an unhealthy leader. This is a bad boss. And so I don't need to be here. And so then instead of pouting, we go, all right, this is life. There are sucky people in this world. And there are sucky leaders in sucky situations, but I don't have to stay in it.
You're allowed to leave.
Yeah, and so we don't need to pout. We just need to go, okay, all right, I learned something here.
Yeah.
And then move on.
And Dave Ramsey has said for decades that your raise is effective when you are. And when we say effective, it means you are succeeding in that KRA.
Yeah,
in
he's
that role
right.
clarity.
He's right to a degree. But while Dave is right, I also want to point out that you can be very effective, but have a horrible boss and bad leadership, and they don't want to reward you. And that's where the frustration comes in. So Dave is right. But what we should say, and again, I'm not trying to...
This is for a healthy leader who understands
so when
this.
you are in a healthy culture, your raise is effective when you are. That's absolutely right. When you are in an unhealthy culture, you could be very effective and never see the raise.
Yeah. So what impact does this have on the team? Because this doesn't just affect that employee, that team member, and maybe their leader. This goes beyond that. This starts to affect other pieces, the culture, other team members.
Yeah, well, I mean, what happens is when you have one complainer and you have some quitting and you have all this kind of going on, then what happens is it's kind of one of those... it's kind of the birds of a feather flock together kind of thing. And so one person may not be disengaged, but they hang around with someone who is disengaged, and then they start going, oh, well, I kind of see their opinion. And then you got the relationship factor. And humans are affected by other humans. And when you let this cancer of quiet quitting and passive-aggressive snowflakery exist, and you don't address it one of two ways, either re-engage and turn their attitudes or get rid of them, it's going to affect you in multiple ways. It will pull people that probably wouldn't have left you. It'll pull them away.